In this video, I've made a tier list from the information I've gathered in my spreadsheet, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I've made a spreadsheet trying to get so much information as I possibly can from all the characters so I can actually make an accurate tier list without any guessing or anything. And keep in mind, this is with the same stuff, so I have been using this maneuver gear for every raid and this sun god's mantle for every dimension. Although dimensions doesn't actually matter because I haven't noted it out. This pet specifically, and if I don't use a pet, I just don't use a pet at all. And then I've used these 3 cards. Now also, as you can see, on all my characters I have non-damaging traits, except for one character, which is right now, well, first of all it's Priestess, and then it's also Shadow Esper, but all other characters have literally non-damaging traits like Auspicious, Resolute, and Regeneration. Like, if I can find someone here. So it's a fair comparison. It's completely fair. However, even though it's fair, some comparisons might be inaccurate for some people because stats really matter when it comes to characters. For example, if you have 0 critical chance with a character like Power, she's gonna be trash, but if you have a lot of critical chance with Power, she's gonna maybe overtake some characters in the late game. So even though it's a complete fair comparison, for other people it might be slightly different, and especially if you have like Celestial on a character, it's gonna be insanely hard to get a like accurate comparison because Celestial is a bit inconsistent. Celestial swords, more attack, more team attack, more critical chance, and more cooldown reduction. That's gonna benefit some characters more than others, and same with other traits, and same with other stats, and same with other accessories and pets. It's gonna benefit some characters more than others. So it's not a complete accurate one, it's not factual, but with the same stuff, the stuff I've been using, this maneuver gear, this pet, and my 3 cards, and no traits at all, this is completely fair, and that's about what you gotta know. Also, at 30,000 subscribers, I'm going to make a huge giveaway, so make sure to subscribe, but let's move on to the spreadsheet. So the reason why I never continued my Noob to Pro series that's really new, even though I said I would, is because I am currently away. I'm not home. All of these videos in the past 2 weeks have been scheduled. I had 5 days to prepare more than 15 videos. So it was quite hard to work that much, and I also did this whole spreadsheet. This whole spreadsheet plus 15 videos plus a big birthday present for a friend of mine in 5 days was quite hard. So that's why I didn't continue my Noob to Pro series. I might do it once I come back, but yeah, this is basically all I've done for the past few days, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. It's gonna be in all my video descriptions, and you can always check it out. And I have some FAQs here, and all my stuff is here, a picture of it, and everything. You can find basically everything here. And this is the results I've gotten. These are the numbers I've gotten from all the characters I've tested. I have only tested all the raid characters, all the boss rush characters, all the pay to win characters, the special ones, so like events, and the starters. No, I haven't even checked the starters. No, I have not checked the starters. The limited gem characters, and then some of the good gem characters. I have not checked unawakened versions of the awakened characters because, well, I just didn't have time. I'm gonna go in, I think, like, it's actually 12 hours almost exactly until I'm gonna go, and then yeah, so I have to get this video out. I don't have enough time. But that's one thing you gotta keep in mind, that these are unawakened forms. They are gonna perform worse than the awakened forms, so this is just the awakened forms, for example. But yeah, these are the numbers. I have made a video about the assists already. Also, if you didn't know, yes, I made a slight mistake. Saber Awakening is actually going to be a bit better than Ryuko and Tatsumaki. That's my bad. But anyway, let's move on to the actual tier lists. So here we have a tier list if you're not using any pets. Now, I think this is a pretty good tier list for most people, because of one reason specifically. That's because, well, people usually will not have a good pet. In the beginning, you will not have a Kurumi pet, you will not have a Garu pet, you will not have a pet that's gonna decrease your cooldown instantly. So that means you will just have to wait out your skills and wait out until you can use your moves until then you're just gonna do M1s. And this is basically a tier list of how good they are without a pet and how well they perform. And the best characters is Muichiro, which is surprising to me and many others that Muichiro is the best character if you do not have a pet at all. We also have pretty obvious choices here in S tier, very good characters and known to anyone, except for Deku. Deku's a surprise, definitely. The Deku is this high was a surprise to basically everyone. But I mean, he is a really good character without a pet because he does have that Kurumi effect. We have pretty simple, good raid characters and pay-to-win characters in the A tier. B tier, we also have raid characters, and you can see that the best characters are just raid characters. Previously, it's been like, yes, the gem characters do have a like competitive advantage, or at least are able to compete with the raid characters, but that's with a good pet. Without a good pet, the raid characters are easily overtaking the gem characters, and that's why you should definitely try to get a raid character and definitely try to get Dio, because Dio, let's say your first gem character is gonna be like Misaka, or at the best case scenario it's like Misaka. Because Gojo requires good stats, and these are awakenings. And this is an awakening, and the other ones are limited. Let's say Misaka. If you get Dio, it's a huge improvement. And then Priestess was actually the worst in terms of damage, and you should never really use her for your own sake. It's only for other people. And Yamato and Saber Alter are not good gem characters. They're not good characters in general, and they're just a waste to buy, especially since you can drop both of them. They're not good, and they're not, and they're free. But Misaka is not free. You can't drop her, so it's worth it to buy. Same with Gojo. Power is actually also worth it to buy, even though you can drop her. And Diablo, can you drop him? I think you can drop him. Might be worth it as well, but I'll get onto it later. They are both a bit higher up than Yamato and Saber Alter as well, so that's one thing to keep in mind. But yeah, this is the whole tier list if you do not have a good pet. The results I have gathered. Now, yes, some characters might perform better than other characters in your account or someone else's test, but that's because they use different stats. Some stats just benefit more characters than others, and I don't know why it's like that way, and it's so frustrating that it's just not factual or straight to the point who's better than who. But this is basically what I've gathered, and it should be a close and good enough estimate so you know who you should get. The first raid character should be Dio, even though Deku is here, because Dio has more future potential. And the first gem character you should get is probably Misaka. Or Power, but I would recommend Misaka. She's just reliable. Now, this is the tier list if you do have a good pet. Now, the pet I'm using is Garu pet. It might be a bit different if you use Kurumi pets, but this is the results I've gathered. Yes, some people might say that Dio is better than Shadow Monarch, and that is true if you have Celestial and Partner Assist and the best stuff, but I'm not using any traits. So keep that in mind, that some characters might be better than another character if for someone else if they have the best stuff, and then you might call me like wrong. Maybe I am wrong, but with my stuff I'm correct. So with my stuff, Shadow Monarch is better than Dio, for example. But yeah, we have two obvious S tier characters, the only ones that have reached 1 billion damage in my testing. Like 1 billion damage with the specific gear I'm using. It's not like, oh, I'm a bad player, I can only reach 1 billion. I reach 50 billion in an actual raid if I try, but 1 billion damage in the testing, well, Priestess gets like 400 million. So either way, it's not a big difference. Yes, having like the worst character in the game might be 3 times worse than the best character in the game, but still it's not that big of a difference when getting a better pet could boost your damage by like 5 times or something like that. And if you have the best gem character, which you can get easily, it's not a big difference. If you even don't have power, if you only use like Misaka, it's not a big difference between like a pay-to-win character and Misaka. At max, it's gonna be twice as good. Twice as good, yes, a Shadow Monarch user will be twice as good as you with the same stuff, but if you just focus on the other stuff, it's gonna be fine. As long as you have good stuff, it's gonna be okay that you don't have the best character, but try to get a good character, especially like Dio, because Dio is available right now, the first raid character you should get. Now, Saber Christmas, why is she good? That is a common question I get. Why is she so bad without a pet and so good with a pet? Well, her energy gain is crazy good. If you've seen any of my other videos, when using Saber Christmas, her first ability basically fills up half her energy. Same with Milim, it's basically the same. Because her energy gain is just so tremendously good, and it's insane. And other characters like Shadow Monarch does not have the best energy gain, and same with like Eren, he does not have that good energy gain, so they can't compete with Saber Christmas or Milim, even though Shadow Monarch is a really good character and better than them otherwise. And that's gonna increase some characters, but decrease some characters. For example, now Saber Alter is a bit higher up. Now Power is way up here. And even with Celestial, another player that is really good at the game, also tested it. And Power is definitely in the top 10. Maybe not in the top 5. I think Dio is might be better, especially with better traits. Naruto Awakening, maybe. But Power is definitely a top 10 character. I would argue better than that if you have the best stuff in the game. So Power is definitely someone you want to get. And it's a free character you can get as a drop in Devil Dimension, but you can also buy it for with gems. So that's why Power is so good to get, because Power in the late game is actually going to be really good if you don't get like Dio. And keep in mind that these two are limited. Tatsumaki is limited, Dio is limited, Naruto is limited, Ichigo is limited, Michiru is limited, Yoru is limited, Yurichi is limited, Makima is limited, Kaido is limited, Ryuko is limited, Nezuko is limited, Goku is limited, Ichigo is limited, Tanjiro is limited. Levi is the first character except for Shadow Monarch and Power that is not limited. Shadow Monarch will take you about 5 months to grind for, and Levi Awakening is just, yeah, you can get him. It's a raid character that you have to awaken him. But Power, after the limiteds are gone, is gonna be the only character in the top like 15, maybe top 20 characters you can get in the first week of playing free-to-play. In the first 3 months of playing, Power is gonna be the only character in like the top 15 that you can get. So Power is definitely someone you want to get. It's crazy how all the good characters are limited, basically. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to see that all the good characters are rated characters that are limited, and the limited characters are just gonna be gone. But yeah, we also have Priestess, very bad still. We have pretty bad characters here. You should not buy them, or you should not use them for a raid. Deku is not that good with a good pet because, well, he can't really spam much faster with his spam ability with a good pet. Maybe with Kurumi, but not with Garo. And he has bad energy game. This is about the tier list that I would use personally because I have the best stuff. So Saber Christmas is gonna be the best character in the game in my opinion right now. Sure, Shadow Monarch is better than Dimensions, but I don't care about Dimensions. Everyone cares about Raid more, including me. Milim, yes, I can't say that Milim is a better character than Shadow Monarch, but I would definitely use Milim over Shadow Monarch in any way in Raid, because she's just better than Shadow Monarch. Yeah, Tatsumaki is actually really good. I underestimated Tatsumaki in my Tatsumaki video. I still rated her very high up, but yeah, she's much better than I initially thought. And keep in mind, this isn't a complete tier list on who's the best character. It's not the best character in general, like best character for as a main, as an assist, as a main in these game modes and everything like that. This is purely with a good pet, with the stats I'm using with Garo pets in Raid, specifically in Raid. How good do they perform? This is the results. And yes, Demon Reamer, like my videos told you, Demon Reamer is just so much worse than every other character, man. It's insane. You can easily get a bad gem character and be better, and you can get a good gem character and be much better. But yeah, that's basically it for the tier lists. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'm gonna be gone for another 2 weeks, and this is the last video I have scheduled. I do not have any other videos, so I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks more and not having any scheduled videos. I've already been gone for 2 weeks, and I hope I've had an amazing time, but for now, this is my last video in 2 weeks. After that, I'm gonna try to upload more. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you did, and see you in the next one.